Hey guys, what's up? It's Savannah. Welcome back to another episode of My Thoughts Exactly. Thank you guys so much for joining me here today. I am so happy that you are here. If you are new here, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way you never miss an episode. We post weekly here on the podcast every single Friday. You're not going to want to miss it. We also upload the video version onto YouTube on Fridays as well. So make sure you are subscribed. And with that being said, you guys, happy Friday. I hope you all have had a great week. And if you haven't, guess what? It's Friday. It's the weekend. You made it. Happy Friday, you guys. So far, I would say I've had a pretty good week. I cannot complain. And I don't know if it's just me. And don't quote me on this. I might retract my words next week. I feel fall coming, you guys. I am so excited about this. And I don't think it's my delusion. I don't think it's me making things up. I don't think that I am just dreaming this. I feel like fall is coming. I feel it in the air. I feel it in the temperature. I feel it in the decor that I'm seeing. Obviously the decor because, stores started putting out fall things and Halloween stuff in like the middle of July. But definitely with like the temperature, and I say this while it's quite literally 85 degrees outside, the temperature has dropped in Nashville. Typically at this point it's like mid to high 90s, but now we're in like mid 80s, sometimes even low 80s, and I am living for this. I am so excited. I am so ready for fall, and I am just basking in it. As you can see behind me, I think I mentioned this last time. If you're watching me on YouTube, you can see it. There is a fall candle going on in the background. I got it from Kirkland's. I believe it is, let me check. Copper, leaves, and spice. We love to see it. I also have another candle that we're going to be talking about today because as you can tell by the title of today's episode, today we are running through my summer favorites and also the favorites that I am taking in to the fall. I like to do these every season. We do winter, spring, summer, fall, all of the above. We love to do this here. This is one of my favorites because I love watching favorites videos and favorites episodes. I love to see what people are using and what people are obsessed with because I don't know, not only do I love these videos to be able to learn about the products that are out there, but these types of videos always give me, and these types of episodes always really give me like an old school YouTube vibe, if that makes sense, like the favorites videos, the what's in my purse videos, like that type of vibe I love and I live for. It just is very nostalgic for me. It's giving very like 2015 YouTube era and I live for it. I love it. And so that's why I want to do this today because I also have some really fun products to share with you guys. If you guys have been keeping up with the vlogs, which I shockingly have been keeping up with vlogging, I talk a lot about these products because for whatever reason, I have a problem with, I do think, you guys, I'm not proud to admit this, I do think I have a little bit of a shopping problem. And it's not even a shopping problem, it's an Amazon problem. And I mean this with every bone in my body. I'm saying it with my whole chest. I do have an Amazon problem and I do need to stop. I fear it's kind of past the point of no return and I am worried for the future of my Amazon credit card. I'm not going to lie. But what this means is that I test out a lot of products. I test out a lot of Amazon products so I can sit in this chair every couple months and tell you guys what's good and what's not. I'm doing it for the greater good. I'm doing it to help you guys out. That is how I justify this girl math in my mind. But anyways, I'm here today. We're going to run through a lot of these products. I will put all of them in a link to share on the My Thoughts Exactly Instagram page. If you don't know already, I say this every single time. It's just at My Thoughts Exactly podcast. Make sure you go check it out if you want to check out any of the items that I'm going to be talking about today. Mainly the items are skincare, makeup, candles. I'm looking. Yeah, that's the vibe we have going on today. Sometimes I'll throw in some like healthcare stuff. Sometimes I throw in, it's really just whatever I've been using on a consistent basis is what I'm showing you guys. Like my go-tos, what I'm grabbing for. That is what I'm showing you today. So I'm going to stop yapping your ear off and we are going to jump into the favorites videos. So we're going to start with the candle because this is kind of the only like home decor thing that I have and I'm so excited about it. One of my favorite things about fall is the candles. I think that having a house or an apartment or any space that just smells like fall, it makes me so freaking happy. And I know that I sat here a couple weeks ago and I told you guys I am not going to buy any fall things. I said this, any fall things until the beginning of, or the middle of August to the end of August. That is when I'm doing this. I broke my own rule because I had to go to one store and there was a Kirkland's right next to it and I had to go in. I just had to. So I don't want to deprive myself. That is what I've realized. Why am I depriving myself happiness? If fall decor and fall candles make me happy, then like, why am I putting like a time limit on myself? That's stupid. If I want to light a fall candle in June, everyone can keep their mouth shut. Anyways, I have been on a fall candle kick. As you can tell, I told you that there's one burning behind me, but I also went to Anthropologie because Anthropologie, if you don't know, has amazing fall candles. They're definitely a little bit more on like probably a little bit the pricier side. They probably match maybe with like Bath and Body Works. Might be a little more than Bath and Body Works. I don't know what Bath and Body Works is charging nowadays. I have no idea. I haven't been there in forever, but it's definitely more than Kirkland's. I can tell you that. But the candle itself is so good, and just the aesthetic, the vibe. Look at this thing. Look at it. Just take it all in, bask in it. It is the Harvest Homebrew candle. It says it smells like amber rays and harvest days. It's honeyed pumpkin and rye. You guys, I wish you could smell this candle. Please, if you have an Anthropologie store near you, go smell it, because I got 2 of these candles. This one, the Harvest Homebrew, but in my kitchen right now, I am burning another one, and it's like a fire, I don't want to say fireball, but I almost think it's called fireball, because I think that these are almost like alcohol like inspired, because they also have an espresso martini one. I'm going to post the fire one, whichever one I'm talking about, onto the Instagram so you guys can check out that link too. That one is like pure, just like fall pumpkin vibes. This one's definitely more like, no, it's still pumpkin-y, but it's almost like it got a little spice to it. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. This one stays in the bathroom. Harvest Homebrew, so good. All of Anthropologie's candles really smell amazing. I'm not like a super sweet smelling candle person. Like I don't like super strong like vanilla or like overly pumpkin. Like don't get me wrong, I love a good pumpkin scent. Like I live for it. But when it's overbearing to the point where like I'm gonna get a headache, that's when I'm gonna have a problem. So I like to kind of steer away from like the super sweet smells. I like it to have a little bit of like either not like a muskier smell, but like there's got to be a little bit more to it than just like purely sweet. And this definitely hits the nail on the head. Hit the hammer, hits the nail. You get what I'm saying. This is a 10 out of 10. If you're looking for a good fall candle, Harvest Homebrew. Like I said, they also have an espresso martini one. I did not get the chance to smell that one. That's actually why I went to Anthropologie in the first place, was to smell that specific candle, but they did not have it. So I went with the other 2 ones, the Harvest Homebrew and the fire one. But I would be curious to know how that espresso martini one smells. I think I might have to go on a hunt for it and find it, because I'm an espresso martini stan. Okay, moving on. We are going to get into some of the body care, skincare products. The first one being my current favorite body wash. This is what brand is this? Necessaire. The body wash. This is what it looks like. I got it on Amazon and it is in the scent eucalyptus. I've been on a eucalyptus kick. I love it. It smells like eucalyptus, but it kind of reminds me of like, if you like any of the Christmas tree smells or like Fraser fir or any of that, you will like eucalyptus probably too. That might be a bad comparison, but it's just what my mind goes to when I smell it. I've been using this and I've been using it on my, I don't want to say like my sponge, but like kind of, look at it. This is what it looks like. I get these from Amazon too. The reason I love these is because they're natural. Something, if you've been watching the vlogs, you would know that I talked about this. I've been kind of wanting to but transition into more natural products where I can. Obviously not everything that I use is going to be natural. There's only so many substitutions I can make, but I want to do it where I can. And something that I know I can do it with is like my body wash and things like that. So the body wash is a Necessaire, is a clean product, which I love. And so is the sponge. The sponge is like an all natural sponge or something. And it came in a pack of 3 and I love it. And I also just love the way it looks. I think it actually looks like very nice. And I have, like I said, it came in a pack of 3. So I have 2 of them sitting on like my shower, like in my shower. I have hooks in my shower and I put 2 of them on here and I really like them. Again, I like the look. I think it's great. And it's a natural sponge. I don't know what an unnatural sponge would be, but like this is a natural one. So it does what it needs to do. Okay. This I'm so excited for, because if you watch, I know I keep saying it, but if you watch the vlogs, I told you that I wanted to step up my shower game. I feel like everyone talks about these amazing everything showers, and I just like, even though I was doing it at some points, like I kind of fell off the everything shower game. I would still sit in the shower for like a very long time. I would still do everything I needed to do, but like my shower experience just felt a little dull and lackluster because I was like, there's something missing here. And I figured out exactly what it was. And that is that I was missing a eucalyptus mist for my shower. Now, hear me out. It's extra. It's extra as hell. It's so extra and you don't need it. It is not a need, it is a want. I can shower without my eucalyptus shower spray and I will be just fine. I will be, nothing is going to change about my shower. But when I spray this, I feel like I'm in a spa. I feel like I have transported into a dimension where no responsibilities exist. I just spray my eucalyptus spray. I'm going to spray it right now. Oh, you guys. Okay, that was a lot. It's so good. It's so good. And I know it probably doesn't sound like it right now, but it smells so good. My eyes are watering. That was way too much. But I'm obsessed with this stuff. This is the Shower Spa Mist, the European Spa Source. This is what it looks like. My mom actually introduced me to this a while ago. I was using it in San Diego and then I was using it as a room spray. I wasn't using it as a shower spray. It also works as a room spray. You can do it for whatever you want, but I like to put it in my shower because I feel like also I started doing this when I was like feeling sick or whatever. It like kind of opens up like if you feel like congested or anything, like it really takes care of that for you. Along with that, it just makes you feel more awake and alive. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so amazing. It just enhances the shower experience, you guys. Like, again, is it a need? Do you need this? No. But if you're like, I want to enhance my shower experience, then I say go for it because it's so great. I have heard of people putting eucalyptus, and if you can't tell, I'm on a eucalyptus kick, but I have heard of people putting like actual eucalyptus plants in their shower. I don't know if it would like give off the same scent or what the purpose of that is. If you have a eucalyptus in your shower, please let me know how that is and what that experience is like for you. But anyways, yeah, like I've just been trying to do little things to help like romanticize my life a little bit more, give me a little bit more of a pick me up, do like just taking it the little extra mile for like the self-care. And this does all of the things that it needs to do. I'm obsessed with it. And now whenever I'm in my shower, I just get excited because I'm like, oh, I get to spray my spray. And again, you don't even have to use it as a shower spray. You can use it as a room spray, or like a freshener, whatever you want. This is great. I highly recommend it. And I'm just obsessed with it. I think it's so great. I can't say enough good things about it. I will link this as well. Okay, on the trend of the natural products, one product that I was really adamant on looking for something that was a natural substitution is deodorant. I feel like that's something that I've heard for many, many years to use an all natural deodorant or a deodorant that's aluminum free. And my biggest struggle with those, and I know that I am not the only person who thinks this, I'm not the only one who has had this problem, is that those deodorants never seem to work. They just don't. They work for a little bit or they don't work at all. They're not strong enough. Like nothing is really ever working in that regard. But I was on the hunt. I was really, really adamant on like finding one. And I was like, I'm just going to do a lot of research. I'm going to read a lot of reviews. I went on different articles. I did the whole thing. I was reading everything. If there was an article about it, I read it because again, I want to just, this is an area where if I can go to natural, I want to. So I was doing a lot of research and I found this Donna Karan Cashmere Mist deodorant. And it is, again, it was an all natural, anti-aluminum, just like double making sure right now. But yes, natural, aluminum free deodorant. And the one like downside to this deodorant is it is a little expensive. I believe it's like 30 something dollars, which for deodorant is expensive. However, if it works and it's all natural, I don't really care at this point. So I did get it. I've been using it. And what I can say is not only does it smell amazing, but it lasts and it works for me. So I really, really do love this. It's been my go-to. It smells like, let me just do a little smell test. It smells very fresh, like almost like linen, but almost like cashmere. I don't know what cashmere smells like, but if I had to be like, that smells like cashmere, I would say that. Like it smells really, really good. And again, it works. And I know it's a little pricey in regards to deodorant, but if you want one that works, instead of like testing out five, five different ones, I would rather just spend the money on this one and know that it's going to work. And it has lasted me quite a bit. I feel like I've been using it for a decent amount of time now. I've been using it for about a month. So I have had time to test it and just kind of like see what the deal is. And from my experience, again, I really do enjoy it. It has worked for me and I'm going to continue to use it. And also, I've been using it in the summer in Nashville, Tennessee. And I feel like if it's working then, it works. Okay, my next favorite is one that I was actually influenced to buy through you guys because again, if you've been watching the vlogs, I showed you guys my hair care routine, and in my hair care routine, I got a lot of comments of people telling me like, you're brushing your hair wrong. You are going to have your hair fall out, you're ruining your hair, you're breaking your hair, XYZ. I was getting cooked over the way that I was brushing my hair because for me personally, what I was doing prior to this is I would get out of the shower, I would spray my little like detangler in it, and then I would take a regular hairbrush and I would brush my hair top to bottom and leave it at that. I have learned through you guys that that is not the way to do things. And so I'm learning, we're evolving, we're growing, we're doing all the things that we need to do. We are trying to be better people here. So most of you recommended that I get a wet hairbrush. I have heard of these before and I do like them. I think that they're great. My biggest thing was I don't know if I'm going to get a hairbrush. I was like, well, I'm going to get like a regular hairbrush. I just never thought of like getting a wet hairbrush. And if you don't know, a wet hairbrush is basically exactly what it sounds like. It's a hairbrush that you use when your hair is wet and it's supposed to help prevent damage and breakage and all the things that we want to stay away from when it comes to keeping our hair health and keeping our hair strong and growing and all of the things. So I just, I never went and got a wet hairbrush. I was always just using my dry hairbrush. And that was definitely harsher on my hair. There's a science to it. It's in the bristles, it's in all of the things that are made up in this hairbrush that differ from a regular hairbrush. And I decided after reading your guys' comments, I was like, you know what? They're right. You guys always are. But like, you guys were very right in this instance. And so I went online and I bought a wet hairbrush. And what I've been doing now ever since getting out of the shower is I'll spray my detangler and I'll run this wet hairbrush through my hair instead of the dry hairbrush. I don't know, like a regular hairbrush. It's not a dry hairbrush, but you get what I'm saying, like the regular standard hairbrush. And what I have noticed is my hair does have like a lot less breakage. There's not as much hair coming out in the brush. I just also feel like my hair is stronger. I don't know what it is. Like, and it feels like a minor change because it wasn't anything crazy that I did. I just changed which brush I was using at which time of the day and like depending on the circumstance. But I do actually think that this has made a difference. So this is the Kitsch. I don't know how to say that. It's KITSCH. This is what it looks. I'm not going to show you. That's disgusting. There's hair all in it, but it's just a black wet hairbrush. And again, I just use it whenever I get out of the shower. And sometimes I'll do like roots to, or like, I know you're supposed to like work your way up, but I sometimes I don't do that. I'm not that great at it. But I will say one thing that I noticed that a lot of people were saying in the reviews about this hairbrush before I bought it was that a lot of people were saying that the bristles are very thin and that they're almost like too soft. And that was a worry of mine because I don't want to buy something that's like obviously not going to work, but if the bristles are too thin and I wouldn't say I have thick hair, but I have kind of like medium, like in between thin and thick hair. And I will say that the bristles are great for me. I think if someone had really, really, really thick hair, maybe this wouldn't be the best. But honestly, I don't know because it's not like the bristles are like, I don't know. I think it would be okay. I'm just rambling at this point. I really like this brush. If you're in the market for a wet brush, definitely check this one out. And if you're not using a wet brush when you get out of the shower, I do recommend it because I think it does help a lot with your hair health. Okay, moving on. We're now going into the makeup category. I have one makeup product that truly has been my lifesaver throughout the summer because I have my skin type. I probably should have prefaced with this. My skin type is definitely more on like the normal to oily side. I don't get very dry ever, even in like the winter. I'm not like super dry. I do still moisturize. I do things to like, help my skincare and all of that. But I am an oily girl sometimes, especially especially in the summer, if I'm going out to dinner, if I'm going out, I like to have products on me that I know are going to work and are going to control that oil. It's something that's really important to me. And so powder products like pressed powders, things like that are really good for that oil control, I have found for me. So what I like to do is I always like to have some sort of pressed powder on me in my bag while I'm going out, regardless of what the night is going to bring, where it's going to go. I like to feel like I'm going to have something to help control that oil. And so I have two powder products to show you. One is high end and one is drugstore. And honestly, you guys, there is no difference. And I've talked to you guys about this drugstore one before. It is the Fit Me powder. It's the Maybelline Fit Me. It's their matte and poreless setting powder. I actually think it's a powder foundation, but I just use it as a setting powder. Yeah, this is just, or it's a pressed powder. I don't know. I don't know what the difference is. But as you can tell, if you're watching me on YouTube, I've hit pan on this. I hit pan a while ago and I definitely needed a new one. However, when I went to Ulta, they didn't have my shade that I needed. So I ended up going with the Charlotte Tilbury one, which is the higher end version. Not the higher end version, but it's basically, truthfully, you guys, it's the same thing. And I think the Maybelline one is better, except the Charlotte Tilbury one is $50. $50 for the same. I think that's insane. But the pressed powder is great. It's a great product. But I will say this is what the Maybelline or the Charlotte Tilbury one looks like. I will say I think that the Maybelline one lasts longer. I think that it does a better job of controlling my oil like for an extended period of time. I find that with the Charlotte Tilbury one, I'm reapplying more, and with the Maybelline Fit Me one, I don't have to reapply more. So if you're debating, if you've ever like had this internal battle of like, oh, which one should I go for? Which one should I go for? Go with the Maybelline one. This is what I like to do. If there's like a dupe for it, I will like, and I mean like in products in general, if there is a dupe that I can find for a higher end product, I will start with the dupe. And if I like it, I'll stick with it. And if I don't, then I'll try the higher end one. The reason I tried the Charlotte Tilbury one is because, again, they didn't have my shade in the Maybelline one. So that's why I went with that. But I think that this is a one-time purchase, the Charlotte Tilbury one, because again, I think that the Maybelline one is really, really good. So I definitely have been using those, and I'm going to keep using them throughout fall because again, they're just great products and I need it for my oil control. And I just use this little like puff, this powder puff thing. Looks disgusting. I need to wash it. But I'll just take it and I'll dab the product on and I'll put it basically in my T-zone is where I do it. And I do it basically in my T-zone is where I do it, and I'll use it, sporadically throughout the night, and I just like having that on me at all times. So that is what I use. Now, the next product, you guys, I'm mad that this works, and I'm really, really don't want to recommend a product that's this like crazy in price. However, I get the travel size, and the travel size is a lot cheaper, and I really recommend it because I think it's so good. I was not using this up until a couple weeks ago. Back in June, I ended up going to New York for a work thing, and I was going to be on camera and I was going to be filmed, and I wanted my makeup to look really good. And so there were a couple products that I was out of. I needed to go to Sephora. I went to Sephora. I was getting the products that I needed, and I came across this product, and I was like, I'm not going to get the full size one because that's just crazy expensive, but I am going to get the travel size one, and we're going to see how it goes. When I tell you guys that this product, my makeup, you guys, I have never felt more confident. Not that I've never felt more confident, but my makeup went on so seamlessly and so smoothly, and it looked so good. And the only product that I changed is this freaking thing. And it wasn't even a change, it was just an addition. I was like kicking myself. I was glad that I did it, but I was like, now I can never not use this product and I'm screwed because again, it's just, I'm just going to say it. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Water Cream. I don't know what magic they put in this stuff, but they're not lying. The marketing is not wrong. It is magic. It is a magic bottle. It is magic water cream, and it is magic on your face. I don't know what it does. It says it's a super hydrating, lightweight gel cream moisturizer. And when I tell you that this just brings out some sort of glow in you, I am not lying. I put this on. Not only do I use this with makeup, I feel like I'm on like I don't know, I feel like I'm like running an ad right now, but not only do I use this underneath my makeup, I use this when I'm not wearing makeup. I use this if I just want a little extra, like something to where like I feel like my face is looking dull. And if even if I'm just like around the house and I'm like, my face looks dull, like I just want a little bit of like life coming back into my face, I will use this and I will feel 10 million times better. Again, I don't know what exactly they have put in this, what magic is in here, but it is just so good. And I put all of my friends onto it. I was literally texting my friend about this yesterday because she was like, I just don't like the way that my makeup's been looking. And I was like, you need to try this. Now, let's talk about the price because the price is crazy. I believe that the full size bottle of this is $100. And I just think that that's ridiculous for like a moisturizer. I just do. I think that that's like crazy. But this is the travel size, right? You see it. If you're watching me on YouTube, then you can see it. This is $30. The travel size is $30 and it lasted me, I would say probably almost a month, like 3-ish weeks or so. Again, I don't wear makeup every day, but I do put this on a decent amount. Like again, even when I'm not wearing makeup. So I would say, yeah, like 3 weeks to a month it lasted me. And I can justify that. Will there be a time where I'll probably just be like, I'm just going to pull the plug and get the big one? Yes. But the girl math in my mind is like, oh, like I'm just going to use the smaller ones and keep repurchasing them because it's not as whatever. Like I can justify that more. But I will say, you guys, it is so good. If you have any big event, if you have like a wedding or a prom or, you know, some sort of thing where you have to be on camera, I just think that this elevates a makeup look so much. And especially moving into winter, because even though I'm like, am not someone who has dry skin, I still, you know, can lose those oils in my face when it gets colder outside and you lose that moisture, whatever, you get it. Having something like this is literally a secret weapon. And I remember years ago, this is just like such a weird side note tangent, but years ago, my mom signed me up to be like this makeup model for this makeup class at Nordstrom in San Diego. It was so random. It was like this makeup artist was coming in and she needed someone to do the makeup on to like do this like class that she was doing. And I was the person that she was doing makeup on. And it was like all Charlotte Tilbury products. And I remember she used the water cream. And I remember being like, oh my gosh, like that is crazy. Like when she put it on my skin and she showed the mirror and she showed everyone else, she was like, do you see the difference and the difference that this makes in your skin in and of itself? And I was like, actually, yeah, I do. And I just never went back to it because I just was like, oh no, it's fine. It was one of those products where I was like, I can get by without it. And can I get by without it? Yeah. Can I do my makeup without it? Yeah. But now I've done it so much where I'm like, I don't think I can get by without it anymore because it's like a staple. That's how much this has grown on me. I am obsessed with this stuff. Again, don't know what magic is in here, but it is magic. And I highly, highly recommend it. This isn't just like a summer favorite. It's going to be a fall and winter favorite too. You're going to see this in the lineup. Again, if you've been watching the vlogs, you know it's already been there, but that is also a favorite. Okay, you guys, my last favorite for you is honestly kind of random, but it has been a lifesaver for me and something that we have not talked about. And it's again gonna seem very like I feel like this is just like a really random product that like it doesn't fall into a category, but it really has been a lifesaver. And if you are like me and you are either sensitive to screens, like, you know, you are looking at screens constantly, we live in a generation where we're all glued to our phones, we're glued to the computers, we're glued to TVs, iPads. There's so many screens that we're looking at 24/7. And I personally am someone who has really sensitive eyes to where like if I'm looking at a screen too long, which I typically do because I'm always researching, I'm always typing, I'm always, you know, filming cameras, lights, all of the things. I'm looking at it constantly and my eyes can get really sensitive after a while and I will get headaches because I'm looking at screens too much and it will just give me a headache. And so I not invested, like it was like $12, but I ended up buying blue light glasses. And I will say, I don't know if anyone else has had this experience, but some blue light glasses for me have worked better than others. And I found a pair that I actually really, really love. And I got them on Amazon and I have been wearing them constantly. And they are just these, again, like, I don't know, they're just blue light glasses. This is what they look like. I know you can see the glare if you're watching me on YouTube, so I'm going to take them off, but I wear these blue light glasses constantly and I absolutely love them because not only do I actually tell a difference, because again, I've had instances where I've had blue light glasses and I'm like, this shit does not work. This is not doing anything for me. These ones actually work. Not only do they work while I'm using the screen, if I am not wearing them and I feel like a blue light headache kind of coming on, I will put those glasses on and the headache goes away. That's how I know it works, because I'm like, oh, not only is this protecting me while I'm actually, doing it and like in it, but like if I'm not wearing them and I feel that blue light headache, it takes it away. Like that's how much it's like blocking and protecting. So I love these glasses in particular. Again, I don't know the name of the brand exactly, but I will find it on Amazon and I will put it in the storefront and I'll put it out for you. Again, if you are looking for blue light glasses, I highly, highly, highly recommend. Also, I highly recommend blue light glasses in general, because I just think it's really good to protect your eyes. And, again, we live in a society and a generation right now that's constantly looking at our screens all the time. And I think anything we can do to kind of protect ourselves from what that is, like the light and all of that. I know this is all very scientific and very boring at this point. You're probably like, Savannah, shut up. But if we can do what we can to like protect our eyes from that blue light that's being emitted off of the screens, I think we should. That is why I love those glasses. Also, they look very similar to my actual prescription ones. I brought my prescription ones so I could show you, because I wanted to do a little show and tell. These are what my prescription ones look like. You see? Okay, we see it. And if you can't see, I'm just going to tell you they're black, they're square, they're very like average looking prescription glasses. These are the blue light glasses. You can barely even tell the difference. And I did have an option when I got my prescription glasses to get blue light like added onto it, but I didn't do it. Next time I get a new pair of prescription glasses, I probably will add the blue light onto it. But these, for what I bought them for and how great they've been, and such a necessity to me and such a staple. Like whenever I grab my glasses, I grab both pairs, because I'm like my prescription and my blue light, because I really just go back and forth. I'll wear my blue light throughout the day and then I'll wear my prescription at night, because at nighttime is when my eyes are like tired, and that's when I have trouble seeing and like with my vision the most. But the blue light glasses are on all day, and they have just made such a big difference just in my overall like productivity, because a lot of times if I get a blue light headache, or if I'm staring at screens too long and my eyes start to hurt, like that takes me away from what I'm doing in the moment. I'm like, oh, I need to step away from the screen. I need to get away from this. And for me, my job revolves around a screen, so I have to be in front of the screen. So that is why having blue light glasses for me is so important, because it takes away that distraction of, oh, my eyes hurt, or oh, I have a headache, or oh, I've been staring at a screen for too long. These are amazing. I could not recommend them more, and I'm going to put them in the storefront for you guys to check out for yourselves. But with that being said, you guys, that is my favorites for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I love sharing my products with you guys. I love walking through everything, and please let me know what products you're loving too. I would love to set up a thing where it's like I share my products with you guys, and then you also share what you're loving with me, and then we can all get recommendations for each other. So make sure you let me know what you're using, either in the comments or on Instagram. But with that being said, you guys, that is all for me today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of My Thoughts Exactly. Again, if you're new here, hi, my name is Savannah. I'm your host of My Thoughts Exactly. I will be back next week with a brand new one for you guys, and I will see you there. Bye, guys.